Hey everybody, Crazy Cosmo here, coming back at you with episode 17 of Why Was It Cancelled? Today we're going to talk about a very requested show, Firefly. Firefly aired for one season in 2002 and aired 11 of its proposed 14 episodes on the Fox network. Now for many people, just me mentioning that it was on the Fox network would be enough for them to explain why it was cancelled, but stick with me, there's a little bit more. Now the show was created by Joss Whedon, and while nowadays his name may be synonymous with other things, at the time his name was synonymous with shows like Buffy and Angel, both very successful on television. And so Fox was looking for another show like that to capture ratings. However, the show they got was Firefly, something they very much did not understand. Battles behind the scenes began even before the show started production. See, executives were completely and utterly against the idea of Zoe and Wash being married. However, as we know, executives lost that battle. However, I think it's safe to say they may have won the war. When the show finally did air, it was placed in a Friday night time slot known as the Fox Friday Death Slot, because over 30 shows had already been canceled from that specific time slot. Number two, executives believed that the pilot episode was not exciting enough to draw in fans, and so they decided to air the second episode of the show first, completely leaving fans confused as to who these people were, with none of the introductions given in the pilot episode. That was also not the only time they played fast and loose with the order of the show, switching episodes on the fly throughout the run of the show to try and make it more appealing to fans, because they completely did not understand the tone of the series. And nothing made it more apparent than the advertising for Firefly, which made it completely clear that they were targeting the wrong demographic of people to make any sort of a ratings jump on Firefly. Fans didn't even end up seeing the pilot episode of the series until right before it was canceled at the end of the season. So, between studio interference with the show and a horrible time slot, Firefly was a show that was basically just never really given any chance for success. All that being said, however, some people may already know that there were plans in effect for the second season of the show, and some people have actually heard them. And while there were some interesting ideas for some of the series episodes, there were some really horrific storylines that should just never have happened. So I think in this particular case, we might have been saved from watching one of our favorite shows turn too dark for us to come back from. And aside from the untimely end of two of the characters because they didn't want to come back for another series should the show be rebooted, I think the movie was a pretty fair wrap-up to the storyline since we knew we weren't getting more series. Crazy Cosmo, signing off.